Alright, welcome to my first ever Diecast car review. Today we'll be reviewing Kyle Busch's 2021 Busch Clash race winner. First off, I just want to state that I love the new look of the boxes compared to what the last couple years, give or take. I do like some of the styles of these boxes up here for these makes, these cars, some of the outer boxes, especially this one. Some of those I really did like the way Lionel made those boxes, because you could just pull the top right off and then just separate the bottom and then everything. So I like those a little bit better, but these are getting a little bit better. We got standard finish, 2021 race winner. Kyle Busch, number 18, M&M'S Busch Clash win, 2021 Camry, 1 of 900 made. But yeah, like I said, I love the looks of these boxes, and I do like the fact that the openings are a little bit nicer. They come with a plate now on the bottom, which I really kind of like. Yeah, these are easier to separate. These plates underneath are easier to separate. I can say honestly better than these plates on these car here, because there's glue on the screws, and I'm not going to try and dismantle those off the car and the stand underneath the car, because so yeah, it's kind of pointless. And somebody did a video on that, and somebody stated don't remove those from those cars or something. I don't know, but I'm gonna leave them. Not to mention one of them's got some scribble on it from smoke. Tony Stewart signed one of those Monster Energy cars, so I'm just gonna leave them be. But anyway, I removed the base from this one. But anyway, we'll get into the car now. So yeah, a little bit about the race though too. Kyle Busch was not really leading the race throughout the entire race. He was just kind of making his way from the back into the middle. Finally, towards the end, he made his way up and snuck in at the last second to pull off a win, as Chase Elliott and Brian Blaney were battling for the lead and for the win, and apparently those two got together, and Blaney and Chase Elliott got together, crashed, and here comes Kyle out of nowhere and stole the win on the very last second of the last lap, and that's the one lap that counts. And so, but anyway, he stole the win, and but obviously it's not a points race, it's just a Busch Clash, so you really get nothing out of it. But here we got the card. You know, you get the Busch Clash trophy. Kyle Busch, Busch Clash champion, Daytona Beach, Florida, February 9th, 2021. So, yeah, Rowdy's my man now, obviously, after Dale Jr. retired. Rowdy was my go-to afterwards, after he retired. So, Rowdy's my number one driver now. But anyway, there's the hero card. And then we move on to the bread and butter of this, my favorite. I do have to say, and I will be very blunt and upfront about it, but I don't like the fact that Lionel cheapened the bottom part of the chassis. That looks horrible. Really ridiculous. I mean, that looks like a little child's car, something I would have played back, something I would have played with back in the 70s or 80s as a car. No detail, nothing whatsoever. Very unreliable, like very, very disappointing on the bottom part of the chassis. I mean, no detail. On some of these other ones, you do get the springs for the suspension, so you can sit there and push them. Here you can't. These are just really, yeah. I mean, look at that. You got the transmission, the engine block, bottom half, and then not to mention when you go under the hood, it's I mean, there's really nothing there. You got, I mean, it's just, yeah, it's cheap. I like the fact that you can open the hood still, and the hood's got detail, but yeah, the front of the car, you know, you got Toyota Camry, obviously, and I like the way the front here looks with the, you know, the splitter on the bottom here, and obviously you got all the contingency sponsors, and you got his primary sponsor, M&M'S, you know, the 18, and the window net. Obviously, that's the mesh netting. You know, it's not what it used to be back on the action cars where it was a rubber. Here it's like an actual netting, you know, made out of wood, you know, whatever, you know, it's a lot more detailed. I like the fact that Rowdy, you can even see Rowdy's signature in there instead of Kyle Busch, you know, and then you got obviously the roof flaps. This roof flap is a little messed up on this car, so a little disappointed in this roof flap, but yeah, you know, this trunk lid doesn't even open, but I like the fact that the rear spoilers are a little bit smaller. You know, you got the back Toyota, and then you got, you know, this side with all the contingency sponsors. Yeah, the wheels do move. That's the one thing I like. But all in all, really nice car. Love the way it looks. Obviously a huge M&M'S fan. Sad to be seeing M&M'S leaving at the end of this year. And then one final note too, they put the windshield wipers, so I kind of like the fact that there's a windshield wiper on this car, and you got Kyle Busch's name rail there and the name rail back here, Kyle Busch. So, and then, but all in all, I really like that car. One of my favorites in my collection. Definitely one of my favorites. So yeah, it's a car that I really like. Really am not disappointed in it. I have quite a few other cars that I like too. You know, that I've collected over the years, but give me a moment, I'll be right back. Now I'm going to make a point on this case here because, as I said earlier about the detail on the bottom half, this is a GM. This is a GM car, so it's manufactured by Action, but it's GM, so it's heavier, a lot heavier because of the weight. And when you know it's a GM car, they're an all-black chassis. So that was GM, but I like the detail. You can actually see the bottom of the engine. You can see up in the bottom of the engine. You can see the fan. You got the transmission pan, or the oil pan, and you know, you can see the transmission, and you can see the obviously the exhaust outlet, you know, and you got the back here and the spring. Well, this one doesn't move up and down, but it's still got the springs, which gives it that authentic look. You know, you can see in there, and then you got the whole under part. And you know, this is Junior's Daytona 500 car on the born on date. So and you know, obviously he only ran the born on date cars at Daytona at the beginning of the season. So, but yeah, this is a really nice car. And when I say engine detail in these, you got way more engine detail in these. Like, you can actually see through the chassis. You can see through the top to the bottom. You can see everything. The detail is so perfect. You can see right up in here, everything. The air filter cover. Oh my God, it's just unbelievable what Action did with these cars back in the day. And I really love the fact that obviously the paint scheme and the color of the red is what really, the candy apple or the flake the glossy. So I really like that. And then of course it's got the fresh Budweiser Fresh and Budweiser. So yeah, this was one of my favorites. But it was just for me to prove a point on the difference between Lionel now, what their underbodies look like now, as compared to an Action, and what I like about these. But yeah, this one I acquired quite a few years ago now, and one of my favorites, definitely one of my tops. Obviously back then they didn't put the DIN numbers in the rear window, so, but one of my favorites, obviously back when Junior was racing for DEI. I also have his Daytona 400 race win. The first year he won, the first time in that year he won the Daytona 500 race win, so I got that. I have the Gatorade Duel 125 win from that year as well, when he won the 125 Gatorade Duel. So I have both of those Budweiser number 8s, and I also do have his 2014 Daytona 500 win. So I got quite a few other cars in my collection. Like, subscribe, comment in the comments below on what car you'd like to see me do a diecast review on, if there's any you want me to see, if there's any you want me to do that you would like, and just comment, let me know, and if I have it, I'll let you know. If I don't, I'll kind of put a list of what I have. If you want to see something, I'll describe or let you know what I have. But anyway, yeah, like, subscribe, and follow me on YouTube. But thanks again for watching. I appreciate it. Peace.